You come seeking knowledge, seeking truth, foolish perhaps, dangerous certainly. But if you seek to understand him, to know the will of Handir, the pit fiend who burned entire realms into ash, then listen, and let the weight of his tail crush what remains of your fragile hope. The plains are vast, but hell is eternal, and in hell there are monsters even the damned fear. One such horror was Handir, a pit fiend whose name was carved into the bones of those who dared whisper it. He was not content to serve in the endless chains of the hells, not satisfied to act as another pawn in the infernal games of archdevils and tyrants. No, Handir was something far worse. He was hungry. Through blood, fire, and cunning, he carved his way free from the layers of hell, tearing through demon and devil alike until the material plane lay before him. And when he arrived, he did not come in shadows. No, he came in flame. He came in wrath. He came as the herald of despair itself, his wings blotting out the sun, his claws wet with the marrow of kings. Entire cities fell in a single night, not just burned, not just slaughtered, unmade. Yet even the greatest of monsters find shadows within their souls, and Handir, for all his might, found something akin to camaraderie in the least likely of creatures, a necromancer named Zorlok. Zorlok was no mere corpse raiser, no beggar of the dead. He was a master of undeath, a lord of the grave, a blight that festered in the bones of the world. And he and Handir? Oh, they were kindred in their ruin. Cities crumbled beneath them, entire races were snuffed out, their souls dragged to hell or bound in service to undeath. They did not conquer, they erased. There were no survivors, no histories, no martyrs, only dust and memory. But evil, my dear listener, is a thing that devours itself, and two beasts, no matter how alike, will always hunger for the other's throat. The pit fiend and the necromancer, once allies in annihilation, turned upon each other. Perhaps it was jealousy, perhaps it was greed, perhaps, in the end, both simply had to prove they were the greatest monster the world had ever known. Whatever the cause, their war began, and the world would never recover. Handir's legions of devils swarmed across the land, their wings darkening the sky, their fire drowning the earth. Zorlok answered with an army of the dead that could not be burned, could not be broken, could not die. The land itself was cursed by their hatred. The rivers ran red with infernal toxins and the stagnant black filth of rotting corpses. The sky wept ash instead of rain. Crops withered. The living dwindled, crushed between hell's armies and the rising tide of undeath. There were no wars between men anymore, no feuds between empires. There was only this war, a war that drowned the world in nightmares. 100 years passed, then 2, then 5, and the war did not end. But then came the whispers, then came the prophecy, then came the armor. A name feared even in hell, a relic of a time before time, when the first of devils and the first of the dead fought for dominion over the cosmos. The armor of rigor and mortis, crafted from the bones of forgotten gods, woven with the very essence of death itself. To the devils of hell, it was more than just a relic. It was power. It was victory. It was the end of this war. Handir knew this, and so when he heard of its discovery, he did not hesitate. He tore across the world, his armies burning a path to the place where the armor had been found. And Zorlok could not allow it. He knew that if Handir claimed even a piece of the armor, there would be no war left to fight. And so, for the first time since the war began, Handir and Zorlok faced each other directly. A battle unlike any before or after. The skies shattered, the seas boiled, the land itself broke as they clashed, fire and death weaving together in a symphony of oblivion. The living, what few remained, could only watch in horror. But no battle lasts forever, and in the end, it was not strength that decided the victor. It was treachery. No one knows exactly what happened. Some say Handir had the armor in his grasp, only for Zorlok to trick him, to rip victory from his claws at the last moment. Others say the necromancer had claimed the artifact, but the sheer power of it undid him, scattering his essence across the plains. Still others whisper that neither won, that the armor, sensing the two abominations fighting over it, simply vanished, slipping back into the void from whence it came. What is known is this: after that battle, the war ended, not with victory, not with surrender, but with absence. Handir disappeared, Zorlok vanished. Their armies, once locked in an unending struggle, crumbled into dust and rot. The world was left in ruins, scarred beyond recognition, haunted by the echoes of their conflict. But do not mistake this for peace. Do you feel it? That weight in the air, the way the shadows stretch a little too long, the way the bones of the earth still hum with something unspoken? That is his presence. That is his will. Handir is not gone. He is waiting. Perhaps he was cast into the void, gathering his strength. Perhaps he lurks in the depths of hell, sharpening his claws. Perhaps he watches, his laughter rolling across the forgotten places of the world, waiting for the moment to return. And when he does, the war will begin anew. The undead will rise once more, the devils will march again, and this time there will be no world left to burn. You asked for knowledge, now you have it. But tell me, do you regret it? Do you feel his gaze upon you now, crawling up your spine, whispering in your ear? You should, because if the war is not over, then which side will you choose?